podcast, wide open woke sessions. Mind, body, soul, no second guessing. Spilling truths, no sugarcoat dressing. Wisdom hunting, cash and knowledge blessing. Hands to the streets, wide open woke. Eyes on the prize, ain't no time for jokes, lies and highs. These days we woke, truth on the mic, destiny and vote. Hands to the streets, wide open.
Hey, how y'all doing out there? This is Audi Rob with Wide Open Woke Podcast, coming to you with information to make you want to say, wow. We're coming to you today with these drones, man. We got these drones over here in Jersey. Everybody's getting all emotions all riled up about these drones, and that's pretty much what expected to happen when they did their little experiment. They're trying to test things out here and see how y'all going to react. But we got some other stuff that's coming at you, some news clips in here. This news report, and these are different drones that's out here. They got drones that you can hear the propellers. Then you got drones where you don't hear the propellers. So I believe we got both the U.S. drones and the ET drones up there. Yeah, we may have a little bit of the both. So they both was kind of race to see who's going to get out there first to bring it out in the open, because they have been tired of our government keeping it secret from us and say, y'all been holding them down way too long. We just going to start showing up. What y'all going to do about it? Nothing. So that's pretty much what might be happening here. But let's check this out right here. All righty. This is news report here. Let's see where this is at. Check it out.
Area are reporting a growing number of drone sightings in their communities following a wave of mysterious drone appearances in the skies over New Jersey. This is sparking significant concern among residents and local and state leaders. The White House and the FBI says there is no evidence that the drones pose a national security threat or have a foreign connection, but that's only adding to the confusion. So far, there are no explanations as to what they are, where they're coming from, or who is launching them. For weeks now, the drones have been spotted over homes, critical infrastructure, and sensitive government sites. Today, frustrated lawmakers have gone from asking questions to demanding answers.
New Jersey can't become the Wild West of drone activity. No state can become the Wild West of drone activity. I've made this very clear to the FBI, to Homeland Security, and the FAA, the agencies chiefly responsible for monitoring drone activity. They must immediately disclose more information to the public. It's totally and completely unacceptable that you have all this drone activity going on that people are seeing with their own eyes. The fact that the federal agencies responsible for briefing the public have not come forward in a clear way is unacceptable. There has to be some explanation to the public for all this increased activity, and they must do so now.
Let's discuss these mysterious drones with former FBI Supervisory Special Agent Tom Adams. He actually helped pioneer the FBI's counter-drone program used to respond to threats from unmanned aircraft. Thank you so much for being with us, Tom. First off, what do you think is behind these drones? Do you think it's more likely to be some kind of concerted surveillance effort, an issue of misidentification, or copycats?
If you notice on some of these drones, they have blinking lights to where you can see a pulsating light. And I'm going to show you a couple of other pictures where you don't see that. They look totally different.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. I think we're looking at a few different things. First, I do believe that there are probably some legitimate visual drone sightings by alert residents and law enforcement in New Jersey. Now, what these drones may be doing, if they're nefarious or not, we don't know. Are they or not following FAA rules and regulations? That's up for debate. I think we're probably seeing some copycat drones flying up in the air with all the media attention. So we're seeing a combination of that. And I do also agree with the DOJ or the FBI and DHS assessment that some of these blinking lights in the sky are actually crewed aircraft that are navigating the airspace. During many operations that I was involved with, as well as investigations into suspected drone sightings at critical.
So now they're getting ready to pacify you with some other information that they saying that it can be or could be. You know, they trying to pacify you on one end, right? They're trying to pacify you on one end, while they say, "Look over here," while we tell you this over here. No, look over here. We don't want you to look over here. We don't look over here. Don't look over here. But we want you to hear this over here. But there's something going on over there. But we don't want y'all to know. But it's a tripped out situation. So, but then you're looking at, let's see what we got here as far as that. You have some other situations like on Facebook. This guy, he put out his one drone. Check out this drone right here. This drone right here is a trip.
Time. I try to zoom in with my camera all the way up to the drone.
See how it's like
This is what I get. It
See
has
how
a
this
round like
circle?
shield around it.
You don't see no propellers.
Fucking nuts. Well, right, that's zoomed in, 100, 208. And I'll show you the drone right now. Up in the sky.
Let's zoom in. on it. See, those lights are
Check this thing out.
pulsating different.
Anytime
Those other ones, they're
I try to
blinking
zoom in with my camera
more so.
all the way up to
It's
the
more
drone.
of a pulsate.
This is what I get. It has a round like shield around it.
Those are different.
Fucking nuts. Well, right, that's zoomed in, 100, 208. And I'll show you the drone right now. Up in the sky.
Those are more like orbs versus drones. Those are more like orbs versus the drone itself. Yeah. So yeah, that's another screen, another another video that shows that these videos, that these drones are different. They're not all the same drones that are out there. Like I said, it was a race to get the information out there. So there's more to this information that you can find out right here. There's another situation where they were talking about over in Jersey where an officer was actually they were chasing a drone. But then these drones here look a little different than too. Check these out.
Nighttime sky, anywhere from New Jersey to Florida, New York, South Carolina. This video here was sent in
Now,
by
these look like
Joseph
orbs
Yu from a couple of
versus the
nights
other
ago
one.
when he stepped outside and saw at least two. You can see these bright green objects, decent size, probably at least 2, 3, maybe 4 miles away from his location. And there's smaller lights around the very obvious green lights in the nighttime sky. And as you're going to see, they don't remain stationary the entire length of the video. They do take off and start moving across the screen from left to right, implying that they do have some sort of a propulsion system. You can see a secondary light below the primary green light at the 5 o'clock position. Right now, they seem to be stationary. You can see a light back here. This is what obviously drew him to this location, were the bright green lights that definitely don't look like airplanes or helicopters. They're definitely not balloons. They're not making any noise. This has been quite a mystery here recently. I mean, you have a sheriff in New Jersey sending up his own drone. You can see this one up here at the top of the screen moving. That was one of the original green ones. There's the second one, and then the first one's right up here. It's already starting to move across the screen. But you've got a sheriff up here in New Jersey that sent up a drone, and they said they were quite stunned at the size of these things. These here appear to be pretty decent size as well. This video footage is also from New Jersey. This one up here is starting to move. Now he can't keep them both in the same field of view. See that?
Yeah, see, so now you got more information. That was pretty much, the same as that one orb. Then they have some other ones that people are hearing that they're saying that they can hear the propeller. And I wouldn't believe that it would be an ET drone if you could hear a propeller, because they're more far advanced than using propellers, unless they went primitive on us and hoping that we can skate past it, thinking that it's one of ours, but it's one of theirs. I don't think so. I don't know. But anyway, we got some more information for you right here. We're going to check out another this news site here that they Jersey is just going off. Their governor is just like having a fit, like because the federal government is tripping out. We'll get to what they said in a second, but check this out.
Shockingly said this week, we haven't seen anything unusual. We know of no threat, close quote. What the massive invasion of drones observed and recorded by so many of our citizens, including and especially law enforcement and military personnel, many who are here, is it unusual? Is he kidding? How does Secretary Mayorkas, who infamously told us for years that our southern border was secure and closed when we know it's not, and now insult our intelligence that we haven't seen anything unusual? This is usual? I don't think so. And how can he and others, like National Security Spokesman Admiral John Kirby, say we know there's no threat? How do they know that? What are they revealing? Or are they just saying it? How can anyone speculate or issue assurances to thousands, millions of Americans who have witnessed the drones that there is no threat? For weeks, we've asked for the truth and action to mitigate any and all threats to people. And
The reason they're not acting on it and they're saying that there's no threat is because they already know what they are. They're just not going to tell you.
property. Now we are demanding it. As the sightings increase,
And
including by service members at Naval Weapons Station Earl, and I did talk to the commander there, his men are seeing it right there at the base. Are you kidding me? A munitions depot of that caliber, and these drones are hovering in close proximity to it. The Coast Guard told me the other day, and Sheriff Mastronardi, that one of its 47-foot rescue boats was followed in very close proximity off its stern by numerous drones. Why can't we bag at least one of these drones and get to the bottom of it? Why can't we even track them? I asked.
because they don't want to make a mistake, and then one of y'all shoot down one of those alien drones, thought it was not a U.S. drone, and then they get offended, and then I don't know. They don't want that to happen either. That's why nobody shoot nothing. Nobody move. Nobody get hurt.
Secretary Mayorkas at a briefing, a Zoom briefing, why we can't follow them, find out where they're going. They're coming from somewhere. Okay, you can't seem to do that. Why can't we follow them and find what their origin is? Many of them seem to be coming from the ocean. I was with Sheriff Mastronardi the other day on the beach, and we saw a video, and we talked to heard one of his deputies talk about how she had seen 50 of them coming from the ocean to mainland. Is there something out there? We don't have the capability to do that.
Yes, there is something out there. There's an alien base that's been in the bottom of our oceans since planet Earth. Okay. But you guys don't want to let that information out for the public because you don't want them to get all scared and confused. So they'll stay stuck until this information gets out.
We don't have control over our airspace. And just remember, ladies and gentlemen, the feckless response to the Chinese Communist Party's spy balloon. When that thing traversed America and went over one very sensitive base, including the B-2 bombers base, after another. We did nothing except say, oh, it's a spy balloon. Or is it? Or is it a weather balloon? I still can't get over that one. The elusive maneuvering of these drones, I would suggest a major military power sophistication that begs the question whether they have been deployed to test our defense capabilities, or worse, by violent dictatorships, perhaps maybe Russia or China or Iran or North Korea.
Ooh.
I mean, they have.
Ooh, but whatever they're doing it good because now they stirring up energy. They're stirring up that emotion. Come on, put that fear out there. Come on, you guys, soak up this fear that I'm about
the
to
capability, and they certainly have the motive. The Pentagon has said the drones are not ours. I've written Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin asking the Pentagon to authorize the use of force to down one or more of these unmanned threats to uncover the mystery. Bring them down over the ocean, over an area where there's no population. bring them down and find out who's doing it. Knowing that drone warfare has radically changed warfighting in Ukraine and Russia, the Middle East.
Yeah. Well, you guys are gonna keep fussing over that one because that's not gonna happen no time soon on that one because they're gonna keep this secret. They're gonna keep it secret and see what's going to happen. You know, what are they gonna do next? You know, but that's what's happening on that end of it. And see, there's another end of this thing that's going on too. I want y'all to check out. There's another aspect to this also, which is part of the government. We're going to bring in Billy Carson and Dr. Stephen Greer in on this interview here, and they're going to explain this area right here. For you.
What's going on with these drones? Everybody wants to get your opinion.
Well, some backstory on that. These all began some months ago after a team of high-level black site defectors decided that they would come forward between now and in early January with all the evidence and information from 6 different black sites that have been involved in shooting down the ET craft, the reverse engineering of them, the ET bodies, and the man-made, what they call ATs, which is advanced technology, which are the man-made UFOs, which are most of what people see. Now, of course, the covert transnational.
Now you see that one right there. That particular drone right there had the lights. You can actually see that one. That's a little different type of drone.
Corrupt organization running covert UFO UAP programs knows this, and of course they can monitor everything with or without an encrypted block. And they are now launching what we had predicted in the late 1990s, and that is a series of diversionary false flag events to confuse the public and the politicians and the Pentagon as to what these UAPs are. So the whole launch of the drones that you're seeing in the United Kingdom, those started after I got back to the United Kingdom, providing briefings to the senior leadership of that country about this emerging disclosure that will be the biggest event in modern human history, frankly. The people coming forward are not secondhand or even minor firsthand. These are operators assigned to special forces who have now risen up to a senior position at these key black sites, and they will be unmasked. They will be named. They will have the evidence. They will have the proof. And that's all happening in the next 30 days or so. I am telling you this because it is imminent. It's why I've been on a tour all over the world, meeting with senior officials in the U.S. government, the incoming administration, the current leaders in the House and the Senate. In fact, I just got back from Washington last night. So that is what is happening. The drones are a predictable launch of a diversionary and a confusing event. They're certainly not extraterrestrial or NHI. The pop culture now is non-human intelligence term, NHI craft. It's clear that they're able to have assets that are ground-based or in STIFs, subterranean facilities, or what some people call DUMBs, deep underground military bases, where they can launch these sort of objects and create all kinds of confusion and alarm and panic. This is now breaking all into the mainstream news, just as this group is pivoting to disclose the facts and the real information. So this is a PSYOP, psychological warfare operation. We predicted it. We've been predicting it for 25 years. If you read my paper that I wrote in 1999, it's on our website, drstephengreer.com, and it states very pointedly that the actors who are keeping this secret will take the momentum of disclosure and try to turn it into an alien invasion scenario, a good versus bad alien scenario, a way to keep war running all over the world, and also aggrandize the military industrial complex with trillions of dollars in new spending to create a countermeasure to the alien threat. So we know this was the plan that was hatched in 1953 or so at the CIA. We have documents to that effect, and that it would only take place because there had been a long-term, multi-decade psychological warfare operation that began in the late in the 50s in earnest with the man-made UFOs, and then later where they were using altered humans, and then in the later robotic aliens to abduct humans and to instigate terrorizing events like mutilations. And on occasion, where they placed these man-made UFOs over developing world villages and blown up the whole village and killed dozens of people. Now, we have people on the inside who know all this. And so now, the incoming president doesn't know this, the Congress doesn't know this, and 99.9% of the Pentagon don't know it, but this is what's going to be coming out in part. And the very granular details of what this defection group is going to put out there, we don't know, but it will absolutely be dispositive proof. But also the fact that they've agreed to unmask themselves, meaning they'll be named, is new. I just learned that a couple weeks ago when the leader of that group met with me at my place in Washington, D.C.
Wow.
So we'll see what happens if they don't get scrubbed. I mean, if they're not assassinated between now and then, this is what's coming out. And I'm making an attempt. I sort of joke, I've become the cosmic Paul Revere, going around trying to give a heads up to leaders around the world about this.
You know, exactly. Busy times right now, and it's crazy what's going on in the major media on how they're putting it out there. We don't know what these things are, but don't worry about it. They don't mean us any harm. And some of
What
these
nonsense? We know what they are, and we know why they're there. Now, the press conference at the Pentagon today, there was a young woman who was saying, well, blah, blah. And I think, honestly, now people say, well, she's lying. She's not lying. Look, I've been briefing people at the level of 3-star generals and CIA directors for 31 years this week when I first briefed the director of the CIA, who knew nothing about this issue. They were lying to him. So people make this big mistake, and they think that because you're in the US government or the CIA or DOD, Department of Defense, that you know all about this and everyone's in this big conspiracy keeping it secret. No. 99.9% of everyone in the US government, particularly our political leaders, know virtually nothing about this subject. And what they do know is 9 parts disinformation, false information, and maybe 1 part information. And that's true of the House Oversight Committee, the Senate Intelligence Committee, the Armed Services Committee, because I know that when we have gone up there and provided, you know, like the last meeting I had up there about a month ago, I had the senior official from Great Britain and the head of this special forces unit that is going to be assigned to law enforcement, not the defector, and then our whistleblower, the Marine, Michael Herrera, who saw one of these man-made UFOs with special forces, special operators in the process of kidnapping humans that were created up to be taken into human experimentation. Now, the group that is defecting have been part of that, and they feel terrible about it, and they're going to expose those criminal activities. So this is going to be the biggest disclosure in modern history, bar none. And the name of this film, Battle for Disclosure, which I helped you with, that is the name that is an important one to remember. It's a battle. Now, why? Because after all this comes out, this is when the battle really begins.
Yeah.
Because what does a new incoming president do about this? What is the Congress going to do about it? Do we put our military and the media go on this sort of rabbit hole of negative, false information, which is 90% of, say, ufology?
See, you got most of it right there. You know, let's go into it. There you have it. You know, there's a false flag operation that's starting all this UFO with these drones. See, so I still believe that it's got some alien aspects to it too, because they're involved and they know what's going on. They see there's a part of the government that's secret that communicates with them also. But yes, these drones, no need to get all your emotions all stirred up about them. No, there's nobody going to be invading us. Y'all can chill out in Jersey, just chill. You know, they trying to get your energy and get your all emotions all riled up. They want to see what y'all gonna do, and they seeing how the governor getting riled up, and he was demanding answers, and the government's not gonna give you answers, man, because they already know what's happening. Y'all don't see that effect. Y'all didn't see the same effect. This same effect happened in court with Trump, with him getting indicted with all those indictments and everything, and nothing didn't happen. So it made it look like the law was a joke. For him, it was. So how you looking at it? Okay, there's so much secrets that they haven't told us. There's a reason why they got all the entrances blocked to center Earth. They want to know how are they coming from. Well, we have a North and South Pole entrance into the center of the Earth. Those entrances are blocked. Those entrances lead into caverns inside the Earth. We have other subterranean levels inside the Earth. Yes. And we do have our alien friends that are down there in the bottom of the oceans and inside the mountains, inside the subterraneans. Why do you think they're all in Antarctica right now? If y'all want to know so much, protest about, hey, we want to know what's going on in Antarctica. You got every base there from around the world. Every base around the world has a little base there, along with the Rockefeller Institute, which is the largest research company in the world. You got them all down there, North Pole, South Pole. You're right there. Then you pixel out everything on doggone Google Earth. So, what you hide? Yeah. Well, we did show them. Yeah, you showed us in movies. And then you put a storyline around it. Then everybody gets caught up in the storyline and they forget the truth that you just showed us. Yeah, we know. Then when we do see stuff like that from where we've been brainwashed since childhood, and when we do see it, we think it's science fiction when actually it's true. I'm ahead of the game, folks. Let's do this. I'm going to come with you with all the information that you need to get. Coming to you straight up with no facts and to send a shout out to Billy Carson, my brother. I'm still with you, man. Don't let them fools steal your joy, because you got to watch those friends that you hang around too. Yeah. But see, the thing about it is, the truth is coming out anyway. So no use of fighting about the truth about to come out, because when it does come out, what will they say then? Oh, they're going to try to find some way of rebuking that, or rebuttal, rebuke. They're going to find some way to debunk that too, right? Right. They're going to try some way of doing everything to try to hold on to their little piece of faith. But no, the truth is coming out. We still with you, man. We still with you. So anyway, this is Audi Rob coming at you with information to make you want to say wow from Wide Open Wolf Podcast. Peace, love, and light to all those out there. And don't be scared. Them drones ain't going to hurt y'all. Matter of fact, y'all take some pictures. Y'all might get a couple of them added to the newscast or something, but you might catch some good things. But I advise y'all to get your cameras. Get your cameras and get your cameras out, because you might be catching some real stuff pretty soon, because they are coming. Have a good day. Good night.
Blast wide open woke sessions. Mind, body, soul, no second guessing. Spilling truths, no sugarcoat dressing. Wisdom hunting, cash and knowledge blessing. Hands to the streets, wide open woke. Eyes on the prize, ain't no time for jokes, lies and eyes. These chains we broke, shoot on the mic, destiny and vote. Hands to the streets.